Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about a few assets, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate that. Now, I am recording this a little bit ahead of time, so prices are subject to change, but hey, why not throw out there a little bit of some market updates. So when we look at Bitcoin, I have been addressing the bearish move that we have been kind of taking on Bitcoin, which is us hitting resistance. We need to have a significant break over 42K. If we do not break over that resistance zone, it's actually at around like 43.1K roughly, which is the EMAs that we have bounced off of, then we will most likely see a retest of possibly 38.3K, which is this fib level. If not, then we will see a retest of this major support that was built for 4 weekly candles in a row at about 37.7K. So I'm watching this level closely to see if we do see that retest. It's not expected fully, but hey, if it does happen, it happens. Now, we are watching a few assets as well. I have been addressing XRP and a few other assets closely. QNT is definitely one of them as well. I have been talking about QNT for a while now on this channel, ever since it was at around like $30. I will continue talking about it because I do believe that this is an incredible opportunity, especially right now as we do kind of see the market moving towards, I would say, a pretty significant, change, which is, of course, regulations being ushered in, and then we do see, of course, these assets being utilized properly for their use cases, which we haven't been seeing lately. I mean, QNT is being utilized for what it's supposed to be utilized for, in terms of, creating that bridge layer between the legacy system and DLTs, but it's not being utilized the way that we are waiting for it to actually be utilized properly for, which is mass adoption of that bridge. And when we talk about a bridge, it's more so interconnecting the legacy system with, of course, DLTs. And as we do see DLTs, we need to see them actually be utilized properly as well, which we have not been able to see yet because of regulations within the US and, of course, around the world. So, as we kind of see regulations being ushered into the space, these ISO 222 tokens, XRP, XDC, XLM, and things like that, that's when we really will see a massive amount of volume flowing in and also value being transferred over these bridges. And that's when we do see the dollar signs really tacking up. Now, let's actually talk about this. So, I seen this tweet from Kevin Cage the other day. I was more so talking about Web3, and he was saying, I'm rooting for all of Web3. The future will be multi-chain. We are earlier than we think. And honestly, when we look at this current market, yes, we are so early within crypto. I've always said like a $2 trillion market cap, this thing has a lot of, gas in the tank. When we look at the, stock market at about a $100 trillion market cap, comparing it to crypto, I mean, crypto is revolutionary technology, and kind of comparing and contrasting it to, of course, the stock market is like night and day. So when we really do look at crypto on the vast macro view, we are extremely early within crypto. And talking about multi-chain, we actually talk about multi-chain a lot with QNT, and we actually do see here amazing find from OF Michalos. And also shout out to Tokenizer here as well. We do see here, notice how it says multi-chain, not cross-chain. It sure sounds a lot like solution QNT offers with their multi-ledger tokens. Good to see XDC in here too. A lot of stuff happening with USDC from BlackRock managing their reserves to their expansion. This also does have direct connections with Stellar Lumens or XLM with BlackRock with the USDC. And we actually do see down here, again, let's just say center hub and spoke. You could say this is circular. You get it, Ghost. Your research and depth of knowledge is commendable. And this is talking about circular, aka Circle. Circle is, of course, the leading name behind USDC. Experience the power of multi-chain USDC, the world's leading digital dollar currency is live on the world's most powerful and innovative blockchains. Honestly, it looks like we could be seeing stablecoins become what CBDCs would essentially be, which is just digital cash. And it looks like the USDC is becoming the one for the US from what I've been seeing with a lot of these financial institutions, really kind of managing their reserves and things like that. and this could get very, very interesting very fast. And of course, you do see multiple chains, multiple rails. This is interconnected with a lot of those other, networks that we do talk about, specifically Ethereum, Stellar, Avalanche, Algorand, Tron, Flow, Solana, and even Hedera. So, this is pretty big. I would say when we talk about interconnectivity between these multi-chains, this is something pretty significant. And this comes, after that announcement from, of course, BlackRock with USDC, which we can talk about slightly. But here we also have Quant, multi-ledger tokens, MLT, minting multi-DLT stablecoins from fiat funds. What's it for? Central banks, fintechs, trading consortia, closed-loop payments, marketplace, and micro payment platforms. And of course, you do see, how does it work? Funds are held in escrow with a financial institution. Could be BlackRock, right? BlackRock is an assets under management company worth $10 trillion. Massive. And tokens to the same value are issued minted on a private DLT. These funds can be used on any DLT or mixture of DLTs, public or private, and Quant patent multi-ledger token (MLT) technology is applied. This ensures that wherever the tokens are used, changes of ownership are recorded on the original DLT and a clear auditable record is maintained. So when we talk about this truly will be something that interconnects with all of the money, aka CBDCs, even, stablecoins as well. This is all centered around e-cash or e-money, if you will. So we are definitely paying attention to things like this because this could possibly be, what CBDCs would essentially become. And we do see talking about Center. Center has Zinfin there. They also have, a few connections to Stellar Lumens through like things like Wire and stuff. Those are use cases that are built out on Stellar. Of course, we do see Circle there, and we see a whole bunch of other names as well. I mean, these are some pretty big names within crypto. And then, of course, here's Center with Coinbase again, this is Circle with Coinbase, which is, again, like I said, the leading name behind USDC, and we do see their launch partners, a ton of partners there, Polygon. We see Algorand as well. And I'm pretty sure there's Stellar down there as well, Solana, Circle again. So, I mean, the connections are built out. I would say that the connections here are pretty huge. And, of course, we do see Consensus there and even Hedera. So, pay attention to things like this. And, of course, this does come from, again, this announcement from BlackRock to handle Circle's USDC cash reserves as part of a $400 million funding round. Which is pretty significant. Like I said, BlackRock is, a $10 trillion asset under management financial institution. So pay attention to things unfolding within that area. And of course, we do see this tweet from QNT_investor. QNT is not a Bitcoin killer. QNT is not an Ethereum killer. It scales them and helps to connect the blockchains. That's why this coin is a monster, a feature 5-digit asset, and also a really rare investment opportunity. And this is why I do talk about QNT a lot. Like when we talk about multi-chain and things like that, like interconnectivity, aka interoperability between these massive networks, things like this will need something like QNT to interconnect them and have them transact that value and volume, across these networks, but also allow for messaging formats to be transacted across these messaging formats. Now, talking about this, we also see a lot of institutional demand growing even around Ripple. I've always said that when we talk about the liquidity hub platform that they have been building, which this does launch in 2022, this is going to be something pretty big in terms of capital. By offering customers access to deep liquidity pools and optimized pricing for an array of digital assets, the new plug-and-play Ripple Liquidity Hub platform will enable enterprises to confidently, I was about to say confidentiality, confidently enter a crypto future. Here's how. And honestly, this is the next evolution of crypto for business. So let's take a look at this. So in terms of this liquidity hub, obviously we've been talking about it for a while, but there's going to be something pretty big happening within this. And we do see here, 10 years, 55 countries, and hundreds of financial institutions, the Ripple stat line, a rare crypto double-double, and single triple. We know that there's been a ton of, financial institutions connected with Ripple. We know that they are absolutely killing the game in terms of on-demand liquidity, and they do, outline a few of their connections with, even Neum, SCB, even People as well. There's a ton of partnerships that Ripple does already have under their belt, but when we take a look at the macro view here for crypto, they are talking about crypto for business the next 10 years. when we look at the next 10 years for crypto, like I think everyone is really kind of, still stuck in like 2017, 2018, or even 2013, 2014, but they're not seeing the bigger picture. When we look at the bigger picture, we are going to be seeing a massive growth happening within the financial institutional space. But not only that, but we are also going to be seeing a major growth within like adoption of this technology. Like on-demand liquidity as a service is huge. And then when we look at things like what Q&T is doing with Ripple, the interconnectivity is there. Interoperability to these major, use cases are there to implement and be utilized within the legacy systems as well. The forefront for institutional grade clients and institutional grade, capital is growing. It's here. Things like this are easy to implement as well because this is plug and play. We even do see here, this plug and play platform will make it easy for companies of any size to buy, sell, and hold crypto internally or on behalf of their customers absent the time, resource or capital commitments normally required to do so. Through one simple implementation, Liquidity Hub offers access to deep liquidity pools and leverages smart, order routing and advanced algorithms to source optimized pricing or prices for a variety of digital assets. This is going to be a, one-stop shop for enterprise-grade, clients, but also even financial institutions. This is going to be huge. And when we look at the, next 10 years, they are going to want ease of access to crypto. We are going to be seeing cross-border payments being, solved, a $156 trillion market. We're going to be seeing pre-funded accounts disappear in a $27 trillion issue. The future of this space is going to be huge. And then, of course, in terms of CBDCs, key areas to address include identity, offline access, and security. We know with XPOP, Ripple has solved this in terms of, offline access. Security and identity, they have already solved. When we talk about things happening right now, things are, evolving greatly at a very, very fast pace. And I've been talking about this even when we talk back to, Russia and the Ukraine, conflicts. It really streamlined the idea of adopting crypto and digital payments in general. I think that when we talk about digital assets, they are at the forefront of everything right now, especially from the government, sort of spotlight. These have been, a major, focus shift. And also, we do see XDC, right? So here are a few, breakdowns. So this is trade finance at its finest. I mean, this is going to be interconnectivity between everything from XinFin. You guys do see the financial institutions and service providers of the TFD and trade tech platforms. This is all powering, throughout the entire trade finance, area. This is going to be one vast network that interconnects everything to, again, XinFin through trade tech. This is huge. Okay, and I've been talking to you guys about this as well. This is a $19 trillion issue. We do see Andre Kasserman. This is an individual that worked within trade finance, worked within payments and capital markets, spent 20 plus years at Swift, leading various technology innovations in interbank payments, corporate treasury, and trade finance. And here we have an individual that is again on the board for, XinFin. This is again what I've been trying to make you guys pay attention to. This is all through tokenization. When we talk about tokenization, it's not just trade finance, it's not just CBDCs, it's everything. We do see fractionalized tokenization of real estate being a thing. I mean, things are rapidly changing. The landscape of crypto is becoming more and more clear day by day. We do see our XDC Foundation, Core to DSL, Bridge, DC, United, ICC UK, ITFA, TradeTech, Ramco, Global ID, Fireblocks, Flare Finance, Princeton University. I mean, guys, look at the names that are under the belt for the XDC Foundation. I mean, these are massive names, especially when you look at like Fireblocks. Like Fireblocks, we've talked about Fireblocks recently. Like this is a massive financial institutional, platform. And again, it really kind of shows you where we are headed. Financial institutions are here. They want crypto. They are focused on crypto. Pay attention to these leading ISO 222 tokens, but also pay attention to the utility tokens like Q&T, Hbar. I mean, these are names that are, making massive strides within this market. And talking about, even Stellar, going back to Stellar, guys, 2022 is going to be huge. In fact, they do see here building blocks to interoperability and inclusion. When we talk about interoperability, again, Q&T already solved interoperability. In terms of inclusion, Ripple's focused on inclusion, Stellar's focused on inclusion. A lot of these tokens are. But we are going to be seeing a lot more updates from Stellar in terms of their roadmap, specifically focused on scalability and network innovation. We actually see them making a lot of movement within this area. I think that this is great, especially when we look at what they are trying to offer here. We will also continue to focus on interoperability with the traditional financial system by deepening anchor capabilities and by developing for wallets, exchanges, CBDCs, and bank-issued assets. Bank-issued assets. You guys see, the clear picture that we are, really kind of leading into? It's interconnectivity between the legacy systems and the digital systems. This is why I say focus on QNT. QNT is the big name within this entire video, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but all of these tokens are looking for interoperability, basically. And again, activate more market participation. They are going to be focusing on CBDCs and institutional adoption. As you guys do see down here, we will focus on select application verticals to understand how these on and off ramps can work and what opportunities exist for improvement, in addition to public sector adoption of CBDCs and institutional adoption of asset issuance. As our partner ecosystem grows, we need to ensure new and existing participants have a clear sense of ownership and commitment to Stellar to build and retain their loyalty. So guys, pay attention to things happening right now within this market. I'm very excited, to say the least, for things happening within this area, especially when we talk about digital assets. Like, everything is being printed clearer day by day. I'm so excited for the future of this space. I think right now on the micro view, things look rough, but on the macro view, things are looking very, very good. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.